idiotic Democrat policies in place, folks. It's not that hard. But everything is hard when you're Joe Biden. A rough day at the office is putting on a pair of shoes. But guys, we knew it. All of you knew it. Joe Biden and the corrupt administration is everything they lied to you about for 5 years. Everything they told you Trump and his family was. Turns out, it was all Joe. Who'd have thought it? Hey. Thank you. I love you too, sir. Why not? Why not? But you know what's good, guys? We've now seen the incompetence. We all got a taste of what America could be 4 years of Trump. Now we've seen how quickly you can destroy that. And again, we like to blame Joe Biden because you watch him try to put together a sentence and you realize, like, this guy's got the nuclear codes. I get that, but it's not Joe Biden. It's the Democrat Party. Everything that's being put into place, it's their ideas. It's their values. It's their insanity. It's not Joe Biden. He's just the guy they used to lie to you. He's the guy they said, no. He's an elder statesman. He's going to fix everything. What has he fixed? The election. You're right. Thank you, Uncle Sam. I appreciate that. That's good. I like that. The only thing Joe Biden has fixed was the election. You can't make it up, right? He was going to come in. He was going to take care of the Rona. How's that working out, folks? He was going to be an elder statesman. So rather than creating peace in the Middle East like Donald Trump, we're on the war verge of World War III with Russia. How's that working out? Elder statesman, my ass. The only part of that that's accurate is elder. And I mean really, really elder. Okay? I mean, you can't make it up, but think about it, right? I'm watching the news. The Russians are going to invade Ukraine. I go, that's funny, you know, the Russians took Crimea, part of Ukraine, under Obama. And then there was this strange 4-year pause, right? There was a strange 4-year pause where Russia wasn't an aggressor, right? Russia wasn't taking over their neighbors. And I wonder what was going on during those 4 years. Oh, that's right. So there was a 4-year pause under Trump because you know what a bully like Russia respects? Strength. They respect resolve. They don't respect someone who can't walk up a flight of stairs to Air Force One. Putin watches Joe Biden mumble through a sentence and he says, oh, we're not just going to take over Ukraine, we'll take over the rest of Europe. Right? Look at China. Strange. China. Where'd the virus come from, folks? China is now flying bombers and fighters all over our allies in Taiwan. Right? They weren't doing that like that under Trump, right? I wonder why. What has changed again? You have North Korea. I saw on the news the other day they have tested 6 missiles in 2022. Guys, it's still January. Like, It's been 1 month. They've tested 6 already. You know who was pretty well behaved for the last 4 years prior to Joe Biden's presidency? Yeah, I wonder what's changed in the world. And that's what happens, guys, because those guys, they understand strength, they understand resolve, and they know who they can take advantage of. And they will. Because that's what predators do, folks. They take advantage of the weak and the infirm. That's what Joe Biden's done. Right now they come out, oh, it's amazing. The Hunter Biden laptops, they're real. It's amazing. Imagine for 1 second. Let's go back down memory lane. Imagine that was Don Jr.'s laptop from hell. Do you think the media would have a problem with this? Yeah. If Don Jr. was on tape saying to a prostitute while smoking crack that the Russian mob has his laptop and they may use it against his father and their administration, you would think that would be newsworthy. If it was Don Jr., it would be. When it's actually Hunter Biden, no problem. But more importantly, think about where we are right now, right? They're talking about sending troops and starting a land war in Europe against Russia, right? Do you think maybe, just maybe, do you think maybe our judgment is clouded because of what someone in the Ukraine may have on Hunter Biden after he was making millions of dollars a year for no-show jobs? Do you think maybe that Joe Biden would send your kids to die, to defend someone who's not even in NATO, to cover up whatever they may have, and they may be calling in those chips? You know what's even more amazing? No one in the media cares, and no one's asking the most obvious question. Just like they didn't ask the most obvious question when the Wuhan flu came out, right? We were told very seriously, and if you didn't believe it, you were a heretic. If you didn't believe you were canceled. It didn't come from the lab in the town that studies the exact virus in question. It came from about 2 feet outside of the lab. No, it was definitely not from the lab. It was from outside. And if you said, do you think maybe, the most likely response would be it came from the lab. Because obviously it came from the lab, right? Like, you don't have to be an immunologist or a virologist or any of the things that we're hearing about to understand that that was the most plausible solution. But because Donald Trump was actually tough on China, unlike Rollover Joe, they wouldn't even think about it. So that's what they got, folks. Now, if you're here, you're at a rally like this, you understand and you're into this stuff. But if you're a hard-working American family, working to put food on your table and feed your kids, and you're not that into it, you're just listening to some news in the background for years, and they're lying, Russia, Russia, Russia. Don Jr.'s an agent of Russia. I'm like, really? I needed the money. I don't know. I had no idea what the hell they were talking about, but didn't stop them from saying it for 5 years, and even after it was disproven, they keep talking about it, right?
Oh, Junior, we love you!
Sam, I love you too, sir. Hey, there's a lot of guys that love me, that's okay. Thank you. I had a marriage proposal over at the book signing, right? Not from a man, that was different. Kimberly was not probably going to like that one, but I appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you, guys. Oh, I love Texas. And today, by the way, I got to do the most Texas thing ever. So we came in late last night, I was able to bring my little son, Donnie, to my buddy Dion's manufacturing facility at F1 Firearms. And Donnie, little kid from New York City, now Florida, thank God, got to make his own AR-15. So Dion, thank you for that. Is that like that the most Texas thing ever? You don't just shoot the average, you have to build your own. But no, it's awesome to be here, guys, and this kind of support is why I know everything they've been telling us about for so long is such nonsense. Okay? But again, it's always a distraction. Anything they can do to hide what's actually going on from the American people, they will do, right? I was listening to the news the other day, the Russians are they're gonna do a cyber attack on America this week, imminently. Imminently, folks. I go, so they're amassing troops on the Ukrainian border, and they're gonna provoke America. Right? Just like when they told you it didn't come from the Wuhan lab, I was like, I have a feeling they're full of crap on this one too. It's a distraction to take away from what's going on in our backyards. You have an invasion at the southern border, millions of people coming across. New York State's now letting illegal immigrants vote. You have cops, men and women of law enforcement being gunned down across the country with reckless abandon. They're releasing people with criminal records as though they don't do anything. Now the illegal aliens that are here can use their arrest warrants to travel. Think about this for a second, folks. You don't deport them, you give them an arrest warrant, and that's their form of ID. You know what they don't need an ID for?
To vote!
To vote! You want to know why? We all know why, folks! We all know why. But we're living in an America where our shelves and grocery stores are empty. Where the supply chain is delayed so long it takes you months to get anything. But don't worry, our Secretary of Transportation is on 2-month paternity leave, while 350 million Americans are waiting to get basic goods and necessities. Now guys, not gonna lie, I'm a pretty progressive guy. Just kidding. They're like, what's going on here? I don't understand. If you're a male kindergarten teacher and you want to take paternity leave, I think it's wonderful. I couldn't care less. If you're the Secretary of Transportation, you get your ass to work. It's not that hard a concept. When millions, tens of millions, hundreds of millions of people depend on you, you show up. Right? It's different. But if you're a Democrat, you can't even fathom that concept. What do you mean? I don't understand. Who cares? Doesn't matter. We'll have the media cover for us, and that's what's amazing, folks. When you look, CNN does suck. By the way, you know how we know? Look at their ratings. So again, no one's talking about a supply chain crisis. No one's talking about empty shelves. No one's talking about the highest inflation in 40 years, which is a tax on all of you hardworking Americans, right? They go and say, no, wages went up like a point or two. I go, yeah, that's great, but when inflation's at 7 points, like, you realize that's still a 5-point loss, right? Like, you understand this. They don't understand this. You're paying 50% more at the pump? Irrelevant. They will show you a graph that shows 3 days worth of gas price and say, look, peasants, it went down 2 cents. You better be grateful. No, you better be grateful. They don't open it up where you see, like, wait a minute, it was down here. Joe Biden, 2 cents. They won't show you that. Remember 4th of July?
Oh, yeah.
You saved 16 cents on your 4th of July barbecue, you ingrates. I was like, but I started my car and I backed out of the driveway, and that 16-cent savings was used up in like 30 seconds of running my car, right? Like, they don't talk about that, but they talk like, seriously, like, you should be grateful. We're doing so much wonderful things. And that's the problem, folks. We are up not just against the stupid ideas of the Democrat Party, which has failed America. You see it. America doesn't lower its expectations. We have set the expectations of the entire world for hundreds of years now. But when you don't have a solution, that's what you do. You lower expectations. All they have to do is follow Trump's policies. He showed that it can be done. He showed that it can be done with unprecedented resistance, and he still did it. Joe Biden, you have a $1 trillion mainstream media complex working as his marketing department. You have big tech silencing each and one of you. You have social media, another $1 trillion industry, making sure that you don't get heard. That people like me, while I may have a big soapbox, it's going to be minimized. We'll crush him if we don't like what he's saying, and no one will see it. Hey, raise your hand if you've been in Facebook jail.
Lots of times. All the time.
Well, we're working to fix that too, folks.
Oh, yeah.
But we need you guys to be in the game, okay? You have seen what you can have, and you have seen it ripped away from you in 12 months. You've witnessed it, guys, but it doesn't have to be that way. If you get engaged, if you get your friends out, if you talk with your neighbors and friends, the ones that may not be paying attention, guess what? They're paying attention. Because if the son of a billionaire from New York City is pissed off when he's filling up his truck, I know the rest of America is too, folks. Right? It's not that hard. We need to be engaged. And again, America is watching. They've seen the failures. The people in the middle are saying, Don, we really screwed up here. They're all saying, let's go, Brandon. Let's go, Brandon. All right? They're all saying it. Think about it. Name a cultural phenomenon like that chant all over college campuses, all over sports stadiums, all of these places that the left controls at the top. They're all saying it. They're losing the narrative, folks. You may not hear it because we'll never be covered fairly, we'll never be covered equally, we'll always be suppressed. But they hear it and they get it. So we have to turn out in numbers like you've never seen before and say, enough is enough. So thank you, Texas. You guys are the best.